Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to thank you for joining us on this Friday, September 9th. We have an informative show for you today. First, we'll be visiting with Ann Peterson and Denise Gardner of the Minnesota State Public School Orphanage Museum fundraiser. And later on in the show, we will be visiting with Mary Overlee Olson, and we'll be talking about the American Association of the University Women's fundraiser as well. So it's that time of the week on Friday when we recognize our sponsors. So I'd like to share those with you at this time. The Owatonna Today Show thanks the following sponsors of this program. Our premier sponsors, City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities. Our primary sponsors are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Anytime Fitness, Fairway Foods, Little Theater of Owatonna, Owatonna Foundation, and United Way of Steele County. Our interlude sponsors, Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson, Branstead and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Owatonna Business Incubator, Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Video Productions, Triumph Graphics, and TPS Insurance. And we hope you will support these fine Owatonna businesses that support the Owatonna Today Show. Please say thanks to them when you see them out and about. The show couldn't continue without their support. And then we're always looking for sponsors of the show. If you are a business and would like more information about becoming a sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show, you can contact our show's producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. We would love to hear from you. Well, we will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with the Minnesota State Public School Orphanage Museum team, and we'll hear all about their fundraiser. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
United Way of Steele County has kicked off the 2016 campaign. This year's corporate campaign leader is Go for Sport. Our goal is $700,000. Be part of the change you want to see in the community. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. Well, welcome. We have two lovely ladies sitting here today, and you're representative of the Minnesota State Public School Orphanage Museum fundraiser.
Correct.
Wow, and that's exactly the way it's supposed to be said, correct?
You get an A.
And why don't we introduce ourselves here?
Okay.
We'll begin with you.
I'm Ann Peterson, and I am the museum director. I've had that position for about 3 years.
Okay, and we have here?
Denise Gardner. I am on the board.
Okay. Ladies, why don't you share a little bit about yourself? We'll begin with you, Denise.
I am originally from Owatonna, born and raised here, never left. I'm an alumni of OHS, along with my husband. We have two sons who are a senior and a freshman as of yesterday. So we're hitting the end of the high school career.
Okay.
Yes, and so I love Owatonna, and I have never left it.
And why don't you talk a little bit about yourself, Ann?
Okay, I am also an Owatonna native. I did leave and come back, but I worked almost 30 years at Federated Insurance, and I retired about almost 5 years ago now, and so I was looking for a part-time job, and eventually this rolled into my lap. Actually, I said, would you please let me be your director? And I've been enjoying every minute since.
Okay. Denise, what is your role with the Orphanage Museum as far as your capacity and why you're here today?
I am a part of the board, and then I've been helping plan the event for our fundraiser on September 17th.
And why the Minnesota State Public School Orphanage Museum? What prompted you to get involved?
I was actually part of the Leadership Owatonna group a couple years ago, and we had been learning all about Owatonna. And we had come to the museum, which I hadn't had a chance to visit, and my husband's grandfather was actually a state school kid. So I feel that connection. And I work with kids in mental health, and learning about the state school being part of that beginning of that child protection system was really intriguing to me. And we work with the children who currently are in child protection, and being able to see how far we've come and yet how those struggles continue in any setting in which we try to care for children.
Great. Okay. So. And why your involvement? What prompted you to get involved?
History is my passion, genealogy, but things like that. And I found with the museum, I can do lots of different things that keep me intrigued, like giving the tours and helping people. I had people come yesterday that were looking for their grandfather, and I happened to have the information and showed them around. Lots writing. I like to write the newsletter. There's just a lot of different things, but the most fun part is helping people learn the background of the state school.
We're here to talk about the fundraiser, which we'll get there. But, let's talk about the history of the Minnesota State Public School Orphanage.
You can say Orphanage Museum the next time, okay?
All right. The orphanage, tell us a little bit about the history of it and the purpose of it.
Okay. In 1885, the Minnesota legislature passed a law that created the Minnesota State Public School for Dependent and Neglected Children. So orphanage wasn't in the name, but they had kids who, if this school hadn't existed, would have gone into the county poor farms or almshouses with maybe adults who are petty criminals or just bad influences. So, you know how the orphan trains wanted to take the kids from the slums of New York out into the farms to be healthy. The state of Minnesota's solution was to put their kids here in the state school, get them healthy and educated, and then place them out with families. So that was the intention. It was to be transitional housing, but there ended up being many more children who had the need to come here than there were farms or families willing to take them in. Only about 5% of the kids were legally adopted out of 10,635. So there was a large pool of kids that stayed here or were indentured out to farmers and maybe not treated as family members. Some were, some weren't. So we existed, when the school closed in 1945, I think social work was becoming more of a science, and they realized that warehousing kids was not the solution, so moved over to more into Denise's area. But so the museum now is just to remember all those children that came through here and how they were affected, good and bad.
Okay, and I know you'd said over 10,000 from what year? From the beginning?
1886 until 1945.
Okay, and what year was the peak year of enrollment?
It would have been probably the Depression.
Okay.
People could not feed their children, and Harvey Ronglin, he and his wife started the museum about 1992, he said he didn't know there was a depression. Mm-hmm. He always had a meal. He was going to school. He had a warm bed. And so those are some of the good things that the school did for the kids.
And how many were during the Depression was the peak year number, you would say, of capacity?
We have a picture taken in 1938, and there were 500 children on campus.
Wow.
So it's a lot of children.
Yeah, so they did the best they could here to try and handle, encompass all those needs.
The personal love and attention is what was missing here, and some discipline that was very harsh.
Mm-hmm. Well, take us to the museum. We're actually sitting in part of the state school right here in the studio. It's the whole West Hills campus.
Whole West Hills campus was once the state school.
And specifically now, when you come, where is the museum? If you could kind of map that out for us.
Anybody who signed anybody up for Park and Rec you're halfway there to the to the museum. You go in the front door of the city administration building and straight down the hall. It starts the museum, the exhibits, and it's a U-shaped hallway with a lot of artifacts. Cottage 11 has also been restored to be what it was like when the boys lived there. That's open now in the fall from 1 to 3. There's a volunteer there every day but Monday. And we have audio stations, 6 of them around the campus. So,
So the campus it's like a walking museum.
It is.
In that there's a lot of education located at each point. I mean, there's a cemetery. There's the old fruit cellar.
The
correct?
fruit cellar, yes.
There's a lot of things there. Okay, let's get the specifics of the fundraiser. Would you like to share some of those with us, Denise?
Sure. We are having our event on September 17th here at the West Hills. We're going to have it out on the lawn in front of the Arts Center, and we are going to be providing musical entertainment from the youth of today. So we have students who are going to be providing entertainment as a way to celebrate the youth of the state school days and the youth of today. To bring those together, we will have a horse-drawn wagon where people can take tours of the grounds, but ride on a wagon instead of have to walk the grounds, and be able to see a variety of history stops and people who will be providing history of the.
And will there be charge, or is it just a free will donation if you come? Or
this year there is an admission fee. It is $5 per adult, $3 for students, and children 5 and under are free.
And what are the times on the 17th?
It is 2 to 5 in the afternoon.
So come on out. And then is there a rain date at all?
If it rains, we will be moving inside to the Arts Center.
Okay.
And then
rain or shine.
Rain or shine, we will be here and trying to share our history and the joy and
raise some funds.
And raise some funds, yes.
And they're having a mush eating contest.
We are having a mush eating contest. I forgot about that. We have a few Owatonna celebrities who will be joining us in the competition.
Okay.
And so we look forward to having the opportunity for them to eat some mush.
Great. So now we raise these proceeds quickly. What do they go towards? Explain a little bit about the museum and how the bottom line operates.
To keep the annual expenses we are a nonprofit organization. We are solely dependent on donations. So we have created a legacy fund. We would like to reach $300. So all the funds that are raised at this event are going to be placed into our legacy fund to grow it, to hopefully we can live off the interest and do some more things that we want to do instead of just barely getting by sometimes.
Correct.
So are you so supportive?
Yes, we are. Yes,
and so what is your budget a year?
I think we're looking at about, if we're lucky, $30,000 that we need to raise. So,
and that does that include taking care of the museum and those type of things?
The expenses are salary and advertising and maintenance, buying different books, things for our gift shop.
Yes.
Okay. And what are the hours of the museum, quickly?
Museum hours are 8 to 5 during the week and from 1 until 5 on the weekends. And you enter through the new Arts Center.
And September 17th?
September 17th.
Okay.
2 to 5.
Okay.
Kids' activities, lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
Okay. Thank you, ladies,
Thank you.
For all you do here in promoting the museum. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back, so please stay with us.
Hi, Eric here from Owatonna Senior Place. Participate in one of the many active fitness classes we have, or hop on the bus for one of our great day trips. We have a variety of programs and activities happening throughout the week. Our goal at Senior Place is to create positive moments for you at a reasonable and affordable price. Don't forget the Senior Place Partnership Program, with over 40 businesses giving discounts and incentives to you for being a Senior Place member. Contact us for more details. Live full, live well, live long.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Dan Branstad of Carlson Branstad & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
At Triumph Graphics, we think beyond ink. That's why you should make us your source for creative concept, design, print, mail, and web. Check us out today at triumphgraphics.com.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here with Mary Overlee Olson. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's good to see you, Mary.
Always fun to
and
be
you're
here.
here representing the American Association of University Women's
Yes, I am.
group. And you are having a big fundraiser here in the Steele County, or Taste of Steele County.
Right.
And but we'll get to that. But Mary, why don't you share a little bit about yourself to our viewers?
Well, many of viewers might remember me from a job I used to have. I'm now retired, but I was in charge of Steele County's residential recycling program, and I did lots of appearances, 687, as the Steele County Trash Queen. So a lot of kids and a few adults remember me in my costume, singing and dancing about recycling and reducing
Where
waste.
I know you from. I knew you looked familiar.
I also wrote a column that appeared every other week in a couple of local newspapers, and so got my photo in every week, but it's never been in the police blotter yet. So,
and that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah. That's a good thing. At least they don't know about it.
Well, Mary, why don't you share with us, what is the American Association of University Women?
Well, the organization was founded in 1884 by women and in Washington, D.C., and the purpose of the organization is to promote education equity for women and girls, and we do that, again, through research, through education, and providing grants and fellowships to women furthering education.
Okay, and where do you meet, and what would a meeting consist of?
Well, our organization oftentimes meets at the Owatonna Public Library recently, but not always. For instance, one of our programs this year is going to be on the Owatonna High School robotics team, and for that one we'll meet at Owatonna High School. And we have met at different locations. Our March meeting is always in conjunction with Steele County Home Ec Association and another nonprofit organization. We have a woman speaker this year. It will be the Women of Mayo Clinic, a speaker who's written a book on that, and those are always at the Owatonna Arts Center. This year, our organization, our branch, I should say, we're one of 1,000 branches. Wow. Throughout the United States. We sponsor a tri-branch luncheon with the Northfield and the Faribault branches. It will be here this year, and it will again be at the Owatonna Arts Center, which I'm very excited to share with other people with the new addition that they just completed.
It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, I got a sneak preview just yesterday.
Just let us know who's eligible to be in the organization. And
our organization is open to any person, woman or man, who has completed a 2-year degree, post-high school degree from an accredited college, university, or institute of higher education. Mm-hmm. Many of our members happen to have bachelor's or beyond that. Mm-hmm. I will say the vast majority of AAUW members here, either locally or nationally, are women, but we certainly encourage men to join as well. I personally like the organization because not only do we support scholarships, which are a fundraiser, we'll talk about supports, and that's for women and girls, but we also provide lifelong learning to our members through our monthly programs. And our local organization has 2 book clubs. So for women who like to read and discuss books, there's one that meets in the middle of the day and one that meets in the evening.
How many women are in the organization here?
Roughly 60, give or take 5, something like that.
Okay, all righty. So, and that's an average throughout the year. And do the more senior members help mentor some of the younger members as far as if they come in attendance, their education, where to go if they want to extend their education, or just mentor in areas of life?
I often find that it's a good organization to do networking.
Okay.
So getting other contacts in the community. We are very supportive of many other organizations, but particular organizations that are promoting women. Many of us think that with Title IX having passed in the 1970s, that all the issues of equity for women in sports, in business, whatever, have already been reached. But when we look at even the nature of our state legislature and our national Congress, although we women comprise over half of the population in the United States, we are quite low on representatives at state and national level. Women oftentimes face a bias in terms of monetary fees for their work. That's still happening. A woman with a 4-year degree enters the workforce now, typically at a lesser rate than men in the same field, same amount of education. And there are just many, the Fox News scandal recently of sexual harassment. I haven't been subjected to much of that, a little bit, but we know what's out there.
So you would mentor maybe younger people in this, become educated of what's out there, maybe try and various people in the club attempt through writing or whatever, approach some of these issues and maybe try to help with the change. Would that be
right? And I would say a lot of our work actually is seeking out women and girls to support them in their endeavors to further their education. And so working with them on pursuing whether it's a camp for 6th, 7th, 8th grade girls looking at a STEM field, science, technology, education, or in electronics, mathematics, that sort of field, or whether it's to a woman attending Riverland College looking for a 2-year degree, or for a woman attending a 4-year institution anywhere who needs a little bit of financial assistance to get through without having too many loans.
Right, so it's giving that support to further women's in the world.
Yes.
So let's talk about the fundraiser.
Oh,
now.
let's
the
do.
Taste of Steele County. Where is that going to be?
It's coming up next Thursday. That's September 15th. It's at the Owatonna Eagles here in Owatonna. I believe this is the 8th year that AAUW has conducted this fundraiser. Do you like to eat?
Oh,
do you like to socialize?
I do.
Do you like to taste different foods?
I do.
Well, it's for you.
Well, what do you know? I'm going to head right down.
Tickets are $15 a piece, and it's from 5 till 7. We have found that many people come right at 5. We have a silent auction as well, so you can look around. Our auction items tend to be fairly heavy on books. We love to read, so we've got a fair amount of baskets with books for children or adults or whatever, and other things as well. Many times gift certificates for our 12 vendors, and I want to go into our 12 vendors.
Yes, who are they?
I'll see if I can do it by heart without checking my notes. We have Steve's Meat Market in Allendale, the bakery in Blooming Prairie that always brings our rosettes, so it's such a hit. Tori's Restaurant in Owatonna, El Tequila on the south end of Owatonna, Spare Time Entertainment has been with us a couple years now, Fairway Foods, this is their 2nd year with us, Hy-Vee Groceries has been with us, I think since the beginning. We have the Owatonna Elks and the Owatonna Eagles. Let me see, Central Park Coffee, Mizuki Fusion, Japanese food or Asian food, Costa's Candies, and I think I got 12.
Wow,
so
that was pretty good. You didn't even have to use your notes. Well, let's talk about the time element of that. Well, when will it start and end
It
again?
starts at 5 p.m. and lasts till 7. And what people can do, we call this a Taste of Steele County. It's not a Feast of Steele County. That said, though, I will say that I have been involved with this every year since it began, since we took it over. And I have yet to visit all 12 vendors in one evening, mainly because I get full.
Okay.
So the samples tend to be fairly generous. Our vendors are so great in that they prepare the food, they bring it to the Eagles, they have a staff person there serving the food. We could not do this fundraiser that raises several $1,000s for scholarships. Again, we had a young woman this last year, 8th grader, who attended a microbiology pre-college camp in Michigan with money from our organization, a national conference in Washington, D.C. for young student leaders. We sent a person there, and we sent several other women, 3 other women, I believe, scholarships to attend programs either at Riverland or other colleges in the area.
Every little bit helps, though.
That's for sure.
And your goal is?
Our goal is to earn as much money as possible, but $3,000 to $5,000 is what we have typically earned.
Well, thank you for all you do and for women here and
thank you.
Outside of our walls as well.
Thank you.
So we appreciate it and wish you success on your fundraiser.
Thank you.
Nice
Next
to meet
Thursday.
you. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Rich from Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. Come and see us for all your sign and truck accessory needs.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. Well, we enjoyed hearing all about the fundraiser and the Taste of Steele County. Well, it's now time for community announcements. The Steele County Historical Society is pleased to welcome back the Americana Showcase on Friday, September 9th at the History Center. 4 musicians will be performing. A social hour will start at 6:30 p.m. and the music will begin at 7:30 p.m. Tickets may be purchased in advance at the History Center office and online at steelehistorymuseum.org or at the door the evening of the performance. The cost is $20 for non-members and $15 for Steele County Historical Society members. September 10th, the 5th annual Jacobs Open Arms Yellow Ribbon Suicide Prevention Program Motorcycle Run. The start and finish will be at the Spare Time Entertainment. Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute, Owatonna Hospital is offering a free program designed to help older adults manage falls and increase activity levels. A Matter of Balance, managing concerns about falls includes 8 two-hour sessions for a small group led by a trained facilitator. Classes are held Wednesday and Friday each week for 4 weeks, beginning September 14th from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. at Owatonna Hospital, 2250 Northwest 26th Street in Owatonna. For more information or to register, visit wellness.alinahealth.org/events or call 507-977-2177. And the City Archery Deer Hunt will take place November 1st through December 20th. The registration deadline is September 15th. Registration forms may be found at the Parks and Recreation Office as well as on the website. A $10 non-refundable application fee is due at the time of registration. All hunters must be at least 18 years old and no crossbows are allowed. And the 8th annual Watershed-wide cleanup event. Join us at Morehouse Park Chalet on September 17th at 9 a.m. and please sign up at www.crwp.net. Okay, well, that's all we have for you today, and we want to thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll join us on Monday when we'll learn about Promoting Peace Conference, and we'll be learning about Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, so you won't want to miss Monday's show. Until then, have a great weekend, and don't forget to join us on Monday.